15th of April, 7:43 a.m. Detective Inspector Charlotte Savage woke to an aroma of hot croissant and fresh coffee. A blinding glare, too, along with a swish as the curtains swept open and sunlight came streaming in through the window. She shielded her eyes against the rays, squinting through her fingers. "Surprise, Mummy," said a small figure on the far side of the room. "Breakfast in bed." A tray clicked down on the table beside her, the rattle of cutlery against crockery. "Jamie," Savage said, propping herself up on one elbow. "Darling, how sweet." It was his idea. A taller figure stood next to the bed. Pete, Savage's husband. He removed a cup, plate and a cafetiere from the tray and then pressed down the handle on the coffee pot. "But all my work. That's parenting, I guess." "There's a price to pay for everything." Savage sat up, and Pete plonked a couple of pillows behind her back. She looked at Jamie as he climbed up onto the bed and slipped beneath the duvet to give her a cuddle. He was 7 years old, but still as needy as a toddler. Not that Savage minded. She ruffled his short black hair and smiled at him. "I think it's worth it, don't you?" "That all depends on which one you're talking about." Pete poured the coffee and handed Savage the cup. He nodded in the direction of the bedroom door. "Samantha's in a right strop." Savage nodded. Samantha was her daughter. She'd just been dumped by her boyfriend, and being 15 and full of hormones, the event had turned her world upside down. Pete and Savage were unfathomably largely to blame for all her woes. "She'll get over him." Savage followed Pete's gaze and then looked to the window. Outside, beyond their garden, she could see the waters of Plymouth Sound, a deep blue punctuated by the occasional snowflake of white sail, the early sun dancing on the gentle waves. "It's a beautiful day. So why don't we all go into town and grab something for lunch? If there's any chance of a bit of shopping, especially with us paying, Sam will go for it. I'm sure that'll cheer her up." An hour later, Savage regretted her suggestion. Detective Superintendent Conrad Hardin had phoned, and lunch was most definitely off. She was wanted urgently at the station. She inquired as to what was pressing enough to require her presence on a Saturday. There hadn't been a murder or any other serious crime, had there? "No, not yet," Hardin said cryptically. "And I can't tell you what this is about on the phone. This is strictly a need-to-know situation. I don't want anything getting out." Savage protested, exasperated at Hardin's notion of phone taps, conspiracy theories and leaks to the media. He ignored her and refused to divulge any more information. "Oh," he added at the end of the call, "and pack for an overnight stay. You're going on a little trip. You'll be back tomorrow afternoon." "Sir, tomorrow's Easter Day." "Off to church, are you, D.I. Savage? Seen the light?" "No, but—" "As I said, you'll be back tomorrow afternoon, if all goes well." "If all goes—" The detective superintendent ended the call, leaving Savage to apologize to her children and pack a few things into a bag. "So?" Pete said. "Gonna fill me in?" "I haven't a clue." Savage shrugged as she stuffed some underwear into a side pocket on the bag. "An essential training course, I shouldn't wonder. Probably some other lucky bugger has cried off and Hardin needs me to fill their shoes. Assuming, of course, that he isn't intent on taking me on a dirty weekend." "That's not even remotely funny." Pete eyed a matching pair of black knickers and bra. "Are those new?" "Yes. I bought them especially for the detective superintendent. I'm calling them my promotion set." "Stop it." Savage continued to rib her husband until Samantha came into the room and started a raging argument about parents and broken promises and how life really couldn't get any worse. Savage tried to console her daughter, but the more she tried, the more heated the conversation became. Eventually, she zipped up the bag, slung it on her shoulder, and left Pete to bribe his way out of the situation. The journey to the station was stop-start, the Saturday shopping traffic into Plymouth backing up across the Lara Bridge. Savage didn't mind. She'd taken her little MG, a classic car older than she was, and with the mid-April morning being